Good morning, Year 8. Today is Sunday, the 19th of April, 2020. This is lesson 1 of 1. And as I told you in our last lesson, we're going to move on to a new unit of work today, which is a unit 12, presenting data and interpreting results. So the first unit or first lesson will be on frequency diagrams and pie charts for discrete data. So the learning intention will be how to draw pie charts. And then in the second part, we'll look at how to interpret. So what information can we say from looking at pie charts? Now, the resources we're using for today, or for this week, should I say, is from our old textbook in term 1, which I will post a copy up on Google Classroom. So it's the Cambridge Checkpoint Books, Book 2, and Chapter 12, Presenting Data and Interpreting Results. Now, as I said, I will do this as a Zoom lesson later on in the day, so hopefully you can join me for then. If not, you can watch the video to get an overview of all the topics we are doing for this week. So I said lesson 1 will be to draw pie charts, which I shall go through with you in the Zoom lesson. And then there is some information we can look at from our book. So it tells us, or reminds us, there are 2 types of data. There's discrete and continuous. And for pie charts is a way to show information, okay? So as we know, each sector in the pie chart represents a certain percentage of the data we've collected. So here you have an example with showing us how to work out the angles we need for the pie charts. But as I said, I will show you a different example in the lesson on Zoom. This is only if you're not attending Zoom, you can watch this video instead to get an overview of the lessons with topics we're doing for this week. Then there's a piece of homework to do, which I will remind you on Zoom. The second lesson will be to continue looking at pie charts and other frequency diagrams. So again, here's a question that you can do. Here's some replies from people who took part in a survey, and you have to show this information on a pie chart. Question 6 is some more information about people, and again, work out the angles and then draw the pie chart and putting the angles to represent this data. Here's another question which we will look at later on during the week, and then it will ask us to draw a pie chart to show this data and work out the missing angles. Question 8 will ask us to do a frequency table and we draw a bar chart. Again, we will go through in the lesson how to draw bar charts. And in this part of the lesson, it will give us an opportunity to draw pie charts using an Excel spreadsheet. So again, if you don't have access to an Excel spreadsheet, I'm sure there's a way of doing this on Google spreadsheets. So we'll go a bit more into that when we're doing the lesson on Zoom. Lesson 3 or 4, which will be on Wednesday, we're going to be continuing with Unit 12, presenting data and interpreting results. And this time we were looking at how to interpret, how to read pie charts. So to make a pie chart, you have to find the quantity or number that each angle represents, and then what can we say from looking at the pie chart. Again, here's another example. We'll again be looking at how to interpret, how to read the information from pie charts to be able to answer these kind of questions. Question 2, similarly, again, we will be given angles in a pie chart, and then looking at the angles and answer questions such as how many employees are employed at the cement works. Question 3, then we have this information, and then using the information on the pie chart, we will answer questions like, what can we say, what can we tell from the pie chart? And then we have another piece of homework, which will be on due Thursday the 23rd. Again, this is all in your homework book, which I gave a copy of to you in term 1. But again, like I said, I will post a copy of this on Google Classroom, so you can find it easier. Lesson 4 of 4, which will be Thursday, continuing with chapter 12, part 2 of interpreting pie charts and frequency diagrams will be to answer questions like these. So as I said, this week will be about how to draw pie charts and how to read and how to interpret pie charts. And then in the week after, in week 4, we'll do some more at looking at different sorts of diagrams, like I said, line graphs, bar charts, to do the drawing and the interpretation of. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you later on in the Zoom lesson for this topic. But like I said, if you can't join me, that's fine. You can just look at the video and this will guide you through all the lessons we are doing this week.